All right, so we've got some of the best deals on the market right now. This is the DL30 that I've talked about multiple times, essentially a Leatherman Surge in a very cheap version, and this is essentially the Leatherman Wave. So if we bring these back out, you can see that there is definitely a fairly large difference between these. And then if we look at them side by side, I guess the DL1 is a little bit thinner. This is DL30, this is a DL1, and the brand is the Daicamping, and they really seem to understand the multi-tool market. And I know these are probably all made by one umbrella company, but whenever they're branded like this Daicamping, it seems like they get everything right. So this is one of the best versions of a Leatherman Wave clone because it has outside scissors, finally. So that's something I added to my Leatherman Wave, and let's go ahead and just jump right in to the scissor test because I feel like sometimes these scissors don't always perform, but this does excellent. So this is what you would expect almost from a Leatherman Surge scissor on the outside of a Wave, and it does an excellent job. So even though this is coated in black, I wanted something a little bit different. This tool seems to be functioning pretty well, and I am pretty impressed with it. On the outside, we have a very nice pocket clip, and then not only do we have the scissors on this side, on the opposite side, we have the serrated blade, and then on this side, we have the saw, which seems to have very aggressive teeth right there. So very aggressive right there. And then we have the knife. So most of this is pretty standard to a lot of these clones, but the big thing is it has scissors on the outside, which makes this very different. And also you get the pocket clip and the scissors, and on the inside, yes, you've guessed it, you get the replaceable wire cutters. So I think that's a huge deal for me. The replaceable wire cutters, the pocket clip and outside scissors, and you get the 1/4" bit driver. So that is really the tool set I'm looking for in a Wave style clone, and this right here gets it all together in one package, which is amazing. So let's go ahead and try out these cutters. Recently I've realized I probably do need to try out cutters. Sometimes I assume they work good, but we can't always assume. So let's go ahead, and there we go. And there we go, works very well. Now at the bottom where you have this heavier duty wire cutter, I actually notice it doesn't cut through the plastic as much, but up through the top and in the middle, it does an excellent job. So keep that in mind. It seems to sort of, right here at the bottom where we have this spot, it seems to sort of not cut through all the way. And I think that is because there's not enough room perhaps. So that's an interesting, that again, it only has the hole on the one side actually as well. So keep that in mind. All right, so does an excellent job. You just have to use the right part of the wire cutter. And then let's look at the bottom here. It does look like we have a place for a crimper, for crimpers. And then let's go ahead and jump right into the 1/4" bit driver. And again, as with so many of the others, again with the DL30 as well, this is a double-sided ball detent bit driver. And again, I went into how you can get the Husky toolkit, and then you can get so many of these in a belt style clip. So check out my DL30 video where I have the links to this and some more ideas as well. So excellent job with this bit driver. I always love that on these tools. And then on this side, there is the roller markings right here. It does sort of look like maybe they're just sort of painted on. I'm not sure if they're etched on or not, but you will have these until they disappear at least, and perhaps they are etched on further. All right, so on this side, we have the wire cutter, or the wire stripper rather, and the can opener, bottle cap lifter, and then we have this micro screwdriver. Now I have to say, this does come in handy for me. I did not realize how many times I need this because I've got young kids with toys, and the micro screwdriver definitely comes in handy, but I think I've already bent mine. So I've just used it a couple times and it's already bent. So keep that in mind. I can bend it back, I'm sure. But even with Leatherman, I think their micro screwdrivers broke. So keep in mind, you do have to be a little bit careful with that. Then we have the larger screwdriver, and then we have the awl as well. What I love about this is all the tools are locking. So for those of us in the US, that is an excellent, excellent tool. All right, so now that's not all that's good. I did want to mention this comes in at 9.2 ounces or 260 grams. Comes in at $34.13. That's how much it costs to get this shipped from off of AliExpress to my doorstep, $34.13. And it came in probably like 10 days, very, very quick. So I was very surprised. And then we have this sheath. That's really nothing to talk about. It's just a normal, very cheap multi-tool sheath. But the good news is, in the box that this comes with, mine came with replaceable wire cutters. So you have the wire cutters right here. You have the shim that fits in there as well. You've got these extra screws and bolts. So I really like that extra touch. And then we also have 3 extra screwdriver bits. So big fan of that as well. I really appreciate them sending that extra. And then these pliers just look really good at the end. So they seem to be pretty rock solid. So that's pretty much what you get in the package. And I have to say, I am very impressed with this multi-tool so far. Now, I'll go ahead and try to carry it for about a month or so. I'm trying to debate because I really like carrying this to work, the DL30, but I may have to end up carrying this to work as well, sort of swapping out the DL1 for the DL30 and see how this works. But so far, my impressions are this is the best wave clone I have seen to date. And by the best, I mean it has all the features in one package that I really like. So be sure to check this out, and I'll try to put links below. And I'd love to hear your thoughts. Leave them below, and I'll see you in the next video.